Oh yeah! We've got a grab bag video today. Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and as you probably have already heard, Silverpicker and Silver Seeker challenged me to a $100 epic grab bag battle. Those guys. Now, many of you who have been part of my channel for a while will probably realize this video is a little bit different than what I normally post on my channel. But I wanted to do this collaboration with Silverpicker and Silver Seeker as kind of a fun way to get myself started in maybe doing some of these more grab bag type videos. I'm actually really excited to go ahead and do this battle against Silverpicker and Silver Seeker because I'm excited to see what's in this box. Now, this box comes from Main Street Rare Coins. This is a store that was recommended by Silverpicker. He has dealt with them quite a few times. Now, I'll have a link to their website, I guess, down below. Please check it out. That being said, I have never done a video like this, so bear with me. I'm going to do the best that I can to give you guys as much information, but most importantly, to see the value of the products. But before we get into all that, I want to remind everyone that if you're new to my channel because you were sent here from either Silverpicker or Silver Seeker, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to become a subscriber, please click the link down below to become a subscriber, and it'd be nice if you could turn on the bell notifications. You'll see by all my playlists and all of the other videos I've recorded, I post pretty much 5 to 7 videos every week, so it's a busy channel. Now, if you've been here for a long time, I want to thank you as well. And I also want to thank all of my members for all of your support for Charlani and I over either the last few days or the last few years. That being said, if you are a subscriber on my channel, please consider checking out Silver Seeker and Silverpicker. Now, I'll have links to their channels down below and links to the videos that they have done down below, because this box battle is not just about me opening this box. We all ordered the exact same $100 grab bag plus shipping, so it was $110 from Main Street Rare Coins, and we have no idea how each other's boxes have done, so we're kind of curious to see who got what stuff and who got the best box. Again, I'll have their links to their videos and their channels down below. It would be awesome of you guys to subscribe and check out their content. But most importantly, it'd be awesome if my box has the best goodies. So I'd love for all of you, after you've watched my video, to make sure that you click on the links down below and check out their videos and let me know in my comment section who you think had the best box. All right, let's open the box. All right, that top is now open. We have not seen what's in here yet. Obviously, we've got the packing material. Oh yeah, we've got a grab bag. Looks good. Let's see what we got here. Grab bag. Very cool. With the date that he packed the order. And we've got an invoice down here. Again, I'll let you guys decide if you'd like to visit this seller's site, but there it is, www.mainstreetrarecoins.com. But now that we've got the grab bag out, let's go ahead and see what's in it. All right, we've got the bag out. First thing I've noticed is it's got a nice personal touch. We've got John Dennis's autograph and the date that he sealed the bag. I've always loved buying products from local shops, and even though this shop isn't local to me, it's definitely got that mom and pop kind of feel to it, and I love supporting those types of shops. We're gonna go ahead and pop this open and see what kind of goodies we have in this grab bag. All right, here we go. Man, it's very, very heavy. It's got some weight to it. We'll pull out some of the things in here first and foremost. U.S. silver coins, we'll take that. Oh, I see some nickels here. And we've got some other things which I will take a look at. I'm just going to kind of lay everything out here. Oh, we got a meteorite. Nice. Man, I'm already getting excited. World coins. Very cool. All kinds of little goodies, which we will definitely let you guys know about. Got something here we'll take a look at. And a couple of sets. All right. I've got everything out of the bag, and I'm going to now kind of just grab some stuff one at a time, and we'll take a look and see what we got. We're going to start with the things that I don't really know much about. That way I can figure out what they are. First and foremost, we've got a really cool, feels like it's probably brass key. Now this is like a skeleton key. Who knows what it went to, but a lot of people love displaying collectibles like these keys. I'm not familiar with the value, so what I'm going to be doing for this video is every so often when I run across something that I'm not really familiar with, I'm going to stop the video and assign a value based on either eBay or other sites that sell similar products like this. Because there's no value assigned to this, but because I like it a lot and it's a skeleton key, let's face it, I have found some of these metal detecting, but I have never thought to purchase one. Let me bring it up and get a value for it. All right, so after looking online, I mean, you can get modern ones or reproduction ones for $4, but typically the more antique ones sell between $6 and $10. So we're gonna assign a value for this one today at $6, and honestly, I love the fact that one of the first things out of the box is a skeleton key. Second thing we have here, since it's sitting right in front of me, is a golden penny. 1976, genuine 24 karat gold on this bad boy. Now it's plating, so obviously it's just gonna be a thin coat, but let's take a look at this. The golden coin from me will stay amidst your pocket change each day to wish you joy, good luck, and wealth, enduring happiness and health. Very beautifully written. That is very cool on this old card. I don't know what these are supposed to sell for, but at the end of the day, it's only going to have a light dusting of gold, if you will. So I'm going to be considerate, and I'm going to give this a value of $1. I believe I've seen these sold for $2.99 back in the day. Very cool. I actually love gold-plated coins, how they look, and I actually have an album of just gold-plated coins. So I'll probably remove it from the card. I know it's a little bit of a keepsake, but it is damaged. But I'll probably remove them from the card and put it in my album in a flip. Very cool. Let's see. The next thing we have here is an 1898 V-nickel. And you could take a look at this. Now, they're called a V-nickel because they have the V on the back for 5. But technically, this is a Liberty head nickel. And for condition on these, you definitely want to see some detail in the crown. We want to see some Liberty there, and you want to see that the edge hasn't bled into the rest of the coin, but it looks like this is pretty slick. So this is going to be probably around AG3 at best, but despite that, typically you won't find V-nickels for less than $1, so I am going to call this bad boy about $1. 1898 is a common date. Still a cool coin to have in your collection. I do collect V-nickels. I do have an album of them, and I'm only missing a few. We'll assign $1 to that one. Next coin is a Buffalo nickel, 1927. Is there a mint mark on it? So no mint mark. 1927 Philadelphia minted Buffalo nickel. And a 1927 Buffalo nickel is pretty much as common as they come. You know, in this condition, because of the fact that we don't have really any of the horn on the back of the Buffalo showing, this is probably a 50-cent nickel. So we'll add 50 cents for it. We'll take it. I like myself some Buffalo nickels. If you've watched my nickel hunts, you notice I find lots of them. So I love having them. And matter of fact, for those that don't know, it's the Buffalo nickel that started me as a young child into the world of numismatics. Next up, we have a George Washington Medallion, 1732 to 1799. And this is the bicentennial one. Yeah, they made quite a few of these different bicentennial medallions, if you will. But look at the craftsmanship on this one. Let me pull it out of this case because this one is a beauty. Look at that. American Revolution, bicentennial, 1776-1976, state of Washington. Wow. You know what I like about this one? It's heavy, probably made out of bronze or, bronze right there. And I was gonna say, or brass. And I love just the feel of it. The texture is very, very cool. It's like cold metal, but it's heavy cold metal. And the little bit of this luster on here really makes it pop. That is a beautiful medallion. So many of you are probably wondering what kind of value I'm going to assign to this. Couple of things. Normally for medallions of this quality, you would see them in fancy packages with some type of historical card and information about the medallion and about Washington. Because it's pretty much a solo piece and it's only in a Mylar flip, I'm going to assign a lower end value to it. Now, had it been in the packaging, and I don't know if it even came in any packaging, but had it been in a beautiful velvet package with the card and the history and some type of COA about its mintage or something, then it'd probably be a $15 coin. But by itself, it's probably between $5 and $10. And because it's beautiful, I'm going to err on the side of a little bit higher. We're going to call this $7.50. I looked online. A lot of the medallions by themselves are selling for about $5, but some of the nicer ones were selling for $20 to $25. And this is nice, but it's without any packaging. So we'll assign $7.50 to that. Love it. I'm going to definitely keep this in my collection. That is a beautiful bicentennial G-Dub medallion. So the next thing we have here is a beautiful, beautiful vintage pin. So this is a For Governor pin, Thomas J. Spellacy. This is a election campaign pin, if you will, and Spellacy was trying to become a governor for Connecticut in 1918. Now, he lost to incumbent Marcus H. Holcomb. So really cool that we have a piece of history. These pins were made to kind of promote him for governor, and they're highly collectible. The fact that this is over 100 years old, and you can tell by the picture, that is definitely an older picture, but it's a beautifully crafted pin as well, and it does exhibit some of the age that one would find in a 102-year-old pin, but it is a beauty. Most people will buy election pins for $5 to $10. And typically they can go for a lot more than that if you have something like a Cuomo or a Reagan or somebody who has some historical significance. The pins are a lot more in value. Now, Spellacy, not really a well-known name. If you're in Connecticut, like Main Street where Coins is, yeah, definitely they know who he is. But in other states, we don't really know much about him. So this is not going to fetch a lot of value. Being that it's not in any other packaging, I would want to display this with an informational card about what Spellacy did, maybe some information about his politics, about when he ran, what other offices he held. But at the end of the day, the pin is in beautiful shape. I'm pretty sure that at worst case scenario, I could get $5 for this pin. But honestly, because of the condition and to the right collector, I probably could get upwards to 10. So because I'm not sure whether I would get $5 to $10, we'll split the difference. I'm going to put a value of $7.50 on this, and that might be a little high, but again, I know I could sell it for $7.50 if I was patient enough, and it is a beauty regardless, and most of the ones that you see sold for $5 are not as nice or not nearly as old. So next up, and this was very thoughtful of John and Deanna, I can't believe they gave me a emerald gemstone. It is my birthstone. Very, very cool. Now this is a faceted emerald. You can see it right there. Very nice. It actually is slabbed as 1 carat of faceted emerald authentic gemstone from the International Numismatic Bureau. You know, there's not a lot of value in some gemstones, and the emerald for me, in this shape and this condition, in this slab, you can find these online for about $3 to $5. You can buy lots of them for a few bucks each if you buy a lot of them. But as solo ones, we'll call this $5. I love the fact that, like I said, they took the time to make sure I got something personal from them, and I know they took their time to find an emerald gemstone to add to my bag because it is my birthstone. Very nice. Next up, we have a meteorite. Let's pop this open. The paper looks special, so I don't really want to be uncareful. I'm just going to kind of score the tape, if you will, so that it loosens beautifully. All right. Well, it looks like we've got a COA. And if you guys would like to read that, probably now would be a good time to pause the video. But very cool that this is from the Campo del Cielo Meteorites. Very, very nice. 94% iron, 5.9% nickel, with trace elements of several very rare earth minerals. Let's take a look at this. It's a space rock. And let's see, with that much iron, we should be magnetic. And we are. I do want to show this meteorite a little bit closer for you guys. Take a look at this bad boy. It almost looks like a hand, like grabbing out to something. I love the shape of it. I do have a collection of meteorites. I like that this one comes with the COA. And I'm super excited to add it to my collection. To think that that was traveling in space, slammed into the earth, and we've got a little bit of a piece of it for our collection is very, very cool. Now, as far as value, man, it depends. Let me look up this exact packaging online and see what kind of value these go for. I'm going to assume somewhere between $5 and $10. That's typically what these types of things go for, but I want to double check for sure. So after a little research online, yeah, the last one sold for $5.69, but most of them sell for about $5. So definitely very cool item. We'll add a value for $5 for it. And I'll tell you, in doing some research, there is a lot of bigger specimens. This is less than 0.1 grams of crystal. There is a lot of them that had maybe 2 or 3 grams that sold a lot more. But either way, happy to add to my collection. And you know what's really ironic is they didn't even know that I enjoy a lot of things space related. And here I have a space rock for my collection. Next up, we have, looks like some, first day of issue stamps. We've got the date of the issue, which is June 2nd, 1995. And it shows the stamps that are first day of issue. These were never canceled, never used, but instead attached to cards as collector's pieces. Very nice. Ferry boats from the 1900s. We got Cal Farley out there. April 26th, 1996. That's a Texas one. And then we've got a couple of Texas state quarters in here as well. And is this sealed in here? Okay, it's not completely sealed in there. So let's go ahead and pull it out. I don't know what the value of the stamps are, but I'll assign a value to my guess. This is a set of state quarters, Texas, and it looks like we have the P and D mints. We do. So P and D mints, now they've added a value on the back of this for the Texas uncirculated quarters, P and D, $6. I don't want to be overpricing the value of the product that we received, but I can find these online for a couple of bucks in this packaging. But I think if we mix in the packaging and the stamps, and again, I do have a stamp collection, but I don't really know a lot about stamps. But I think if we put all of this together, I'm willing to use their $6 value, only because I don't know the value of these first day of issue stamps, along with the beautiful packaging and the postcard envelopes that they come along with. So I think we will use that. I actually reside in the state of Texas, so once again, they really looked through their collection to make sure I got a grab bag that had some personal effects for me, and I love that about that. All right, next up we have, it's very heavy. I think it's gonna be a roll of something, maybe pennies. And we have some papers holding it together. So let's pull off these paper clips and the rubber band. slab for special tax stamp. Okay, so this is just holding it together, but it is some vintage, or what appears to be vintage paper. Now it is printed on purple ink, so it's probably a reproduction. Coupon for dealers and manufactured tobacco, special tax for February 1879. I don't know if this paper has any historical value. We won't assign any value for it, but that is still really cool packaging. And we have a mixed wheat cent roll. Unsearched. Wheat cents, 1909 to 1958, $8. So, because it's 1909 to 1958 and not like 1929 to 58 or 39 to 58, sometimes when you go online and you look at unsearched wheat cent lots, you'll see that they'll date them. And you always want to make sure, if you ever look at wheat cent rolls online, that you do want to see the 1909. Now, that being said, I have done videos of wheat cent rolls in the past, and I have paid as much as $15 a roll to bring you guys what could be more epic unsearched rolls content. But I've also had some really good rolls for around $5. I don't really know the contents of this roll, and for video time, we're not going to hunt through it. So because I think the low end of a wheat cent roll would be $4 to $5 and the high end would be $15, and again, the $15 one would be one where you can see you have maybe a more valuable key date or semi-key date ender. Because we don't know the contents, I'm going to go with the $8 they put down here. I typically would not spend $8 on a unsearched, I love how they put the quotation marks as well, wheat cent roll. But I'm going to assume that because they packed this for me, that maybe it's a little bit better than a subpar one. And maybe in a separate video, we'll hunt this afterwards. Next up is some Sacagawea dollars. 2010 Native American golden dollars. And you know what? There's some cool ones in here. Let's take a look at this. We've got a colorized, beautiful dollar. We've got a 24 karat gold enhanced. Very nice. A genuine silver enhanced one. And just a standard uncirculated one. Very, very cool set. I love the Sacagawea dollars. It reminds me of in 2000, the craze to get the Sacagawea dollars out of the Cheerios boxes. And of course, when they only minted 5,000 of those, which are now known as the boldly detailed tail feathers and worth a ton. Imagine how many people just spent those when they needed money, didn't realize how collectible they become. Either way, they have an enhanced and colorized dollars, $12 for this set. Now, I'll tell you, had this just been an uncirculated set, I would not have assigned $12 to it. But the fact that we've got gold-plated, silver-plated, and a colorized one is definitely got my interest up on what the value would be for this. Let me do a little search online, see if this is worth 12 bucks. I'm thinking it's more of the $6 to $8 range, but I could be wrong. All right, we've gone online, and ones like this are selling for about $5 to $6. Now, if it had the proof and it was a 5-coin set, then they're selling for about 11, almost double. But because this one only has the 4, and even though it has the gold and silver plated and colorized, which is beautiful, I'm going to go at $6 on this set. Again, they're selling between 5 and 6, but to be safe, we'll just call it $6. So very, very nice set. I'll definitely be adding it to my collection. And I think I even have maybe the 2009 set as well. Next up is the Westward Journey 2004 US Mint set. Very cool. I actually have lots of nickel sets very similar to this. This is the entire 6-coin set. The P, D, and S. S being the proof strike for both different types. The Louisiana Purchase and the Lewis and Clark. You know, people call this the piece nickel as well. I always wonder when I look at the 2004 piece nickel minted in Philadelphia if it's going to have that extremely valuable DDO on We Trust and on the date. Because I'm a stickler, Let me take a look and see if we possibly have the DDO, because that would make this package a lot more epic. And we don't have that. Had to check, because if we had a 2004 Philadelphia piece nickel DDO, that'd be awesome. Anyway, I digress. I can find these sets for about $4 almost all day. I checked eBay. The last several listings have been selling for around $5. I think, to be fair though, because most of the sets on eBay are selling for $5, we'll give it a $5 value. It's a beautiful set. We've got proof nickels, Philadelphia minted uncirculated nickels, and Denver. So we're down to the last two packages. US coins and world coins. Silver coins and regular non-silver coins in these bags. I guess we'll go with my world coins first and see what kind of goodies we have. Let me go ahead and just pop the top of this. Bring these out all at the same time. That way they're not stuck in the bag. Man, there's a lot in there. Holy cow. And we'll go through them one by one. First up, looks like we have this labeled an 1869 BB. I would imagine that's the minting Greece coin. Now, this is what's known as a 5 lepta, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. My coin knowledge on some of the world coins is not going to be up to date. I think that says, well, it's probably written in Greece, but I think these are 5 lepta. Either way, very nice coin. They have it priced at $3, and honestly, that is probably a buck too much. I can find these online for $1 to $2. Now, this is a nice coin. The detail's not perfect, but it's definitely got some detail, and I don't know how well the camera's catching it, but you guys can see it. Either way, we'll call this $2, and we'll add it to the total. Next up, we have a 5 francs Monaco aluminum coin. Can't get mad at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Take a look at this. 5 francs, aluminum design. It's very lightweight. And honestly, I'm quite surprised at the amount of detail that's on this coin for being a 1945. We got Louis II on there. Wow. Now, they wrote low mintage, and they're right. Only about 1 million of this coin minted. And in very fine shape, it's worth about $3. In extremely fine, it's worth $7. And they're saying it's AU for $7. Well, it's $7 once it's XF all the way through AU. That is the online price for it. That's what they're selling for in this condition. So I'm going to go with their $7. Typically, I almost always don't agree with priced flips. But at the end of the day, I'm going to agree with this one. Man, that's a beautiful, beautiful coin. Next up, beautiful German coin, 25 Pfennig, 1909A. Man, this thing is nice. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at it. Holy cow, you can't get mad at that design. What a beautiful coin. Piece of history for sure. The German Empire, 1909. And what I want to make sure you guys understand as well is if you see these KM numbers, that's the Krauss and Mishler numbers. You can go on Google and literally just type in KM18 and it should bring up this coin. Now, some of these don't have a KM number, but that's what that Krauss and Mishler number is. It's the number assigned to this coin's type and denomination. Either way, it's a beautiful one, 1909A. They have a value of $5, and I'm going to have to say I agree with that as well because these coins, under 1 million minted of the 1909A. In fine shape, about $3, and in very fine, this coin jumps up to about $7 to $8, and in extremely fine, even $15. Now, there is some wear on this, but it is still beautiful. I was going to say from the very beginning, it looks to be in XF condition, but they have a price of $5, and I've been generous on a few of the other prices, so we're going to be staying with the $5 price, even though it might be an $8 or $9 coin. Next up, we have 1 krona from Sweden, 1960, 40% silver. You can't get mad at that. I will take that all day, and this is a pretty much of a modern coin. At the end of the day, even though it's from Sweden, it's still a modern coin, 1960. They have a $4 price tag on it. You know, other than the silver melt, this is a common coin. So I'm not so sure I agree with the $4 price on it. I mean, let's face it. You really can't use this currency where we're at. It doesn't have anything special about it. And even in values, it only shows about a $2 value in very fine condition and a $3 in extremely fine. I'm going to assign $2 to it. It's 40% silver at the end of the day, and it's a foreign. So $2 for it. Still love some foreign silver, 40% or not. It's a beauty. Next up, we have some Germany Nazi coins. You know, ugly piece of history, but at the end of the day, it's still a piece of history. Very cool that we've got some old German World War II coins. They've seen better days. They've got a $5 price there. I know it's a 1, 5, and 10 Pfennig, but in the condition that they're in, typically I can find these in junk world coin bins that I can pick out for 10 or 20 cents a piece. I can't say they're worth $5, and I know it might be a set, if you will. I can't give it a value of $5. I have several of these that I've been able to pick out of LCSs literally for less than a quarter a piece. But to be fair, since it is all a set right there, it is already ready for me. We'll call it a buck. Can't get mad at that. $1 World War II Nazi German coins right there. Next up, we have a beautiful Polish coin, a shilling. Looks like it's Ian Casimir as the ruler. And they have a price of $10 on this. I have bought several types of older coins, including Roman coins. And what I have typically found is people pay a little bit less if they're not slabbed and certified. I know it's got a nice little 2x2 card in there that kind of tells a little bit of the information about it. But I did a little research on this particular coin. You can find it online for between $4 and $10. I saw most examples sell between $4 and $5, and only a few that were in great shape sell for $10. This coin is not in bad shape, but I'm going to say that I'm going to pay $4 for it. We'll call it a $4 find. Very nice piece of history. Another hand-stamped, if you will, nearly 400-year-old coin. Next coin is a Silver Sixpence, 1936. Beautiful coin. And it's not in that bad a shape, to be honest. But 1936, Silver Sixpence, you can't get mad at that. Now, they've got a price here of $7, and 36 is a common date. It is in decent shape, but it also is in circulated shape. And I have seen these sell for their silver content, a few bucks, all the way up to some numismatic value in this grade as far up as $6 online. But, in my opinion, it's not worth much more than the silver content. But I will assign it a midpoint grade as far as the value is concerned. The silver content is probably worth $1.50, $2, but I'm going to double that and call it $4 since a lot of the examples sold for just around $4 with free shipping online. I love myself foreign silver, and ironically, we've got a few silver pieces so far. Next up, we have an ancient Roman coin. They have a price of $10 on here, and I'll tell you right off the bat, these things are sold in bulk lots, and the Constantine the Great era Roman Empire 330 AD is one of the most common ones you'll find. Typically on eBay, you get these for $5.50 a piece or $5 a piece, sometimes even $4 if you buy a lot of 4 or 5 of them. But they're a cool collector piece. If you don't own a certified authentic Roman coin, it is nice to have one like this. But either way, we'll add $5 to the board. There's only one more bag left, everyone. U.S. coins and silver. Let's see what we got in this bag. All right, here we go. That's all the goodies in there. We got a gold and silver inlaid Texas State quarter, They have it marked as $3. You know, it looks like, oh, you know what? And it is even coated with an epoxy. It's very nice, but it's more of a personal touch than a collector piece. I love that it's Texas. But honestly, it's really only worth $0.25, but we'll add some value to it because at the end of the day, I'm sure these would sell for $1 all day if somebody was looking for their state and wanted some artistry, if you will. Next up, look at this. A Flying Eagle cent. Holy cow, these things are highly collectible in any grade. Any grade. They have this as AG, about good, and that's about right. You can tell by the wear. But man, I absolutely love Flying Eagle cents. You just don't see them very often. I get asked on my channel at least twice a week if I have any Flying Eagle cents for sale. They're hard to find. Most people are willing to pay $10 to $25 for them, even in very, very, very slick, clean, damaged grades. So these hold their value. Many collectors out there cannot get their hands on them. And of course, the 1856, none of us can get our hands on. But either way, 1857 Flying Eagle, this thing is a beauty. I'll take it. And $15, I would say that's a fair price for one. Yeah, you probably can pick your coin shops for loose ones for $10, but no issue moving out Flying Eagle cents for $15 all day, in my opinion. Next up, looks like we've got a shield nickel. Holy cow, 1866 stars and rays. So we get to have the stars and the rays. The date on these is down there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. 1866 stars and rays. And what that means is on the back here, you can clearly see that there's not only stars around the design, but rays being those lines. The shield nickels had designs where it had stars and designs where it had the rays as well. Holy cow, I did not expect to find a Stars and Rays 1866 shield nickel in my package. I was going to put this down and put it under my microscope for a minute to check for the repunch date, but I think for now I'll just use my loop. Give me a second. Let me see if there's a repunch date because that will change the value, and it was kind of common to have a repunch date on that year. I don't see any repunch date. Now I'll tell you, in G4 condition, these are about $20. It is the first year the shield nickel was minted, and it is the first year with the rays. So of course that's very cool. But this thing is heavily corroded. You can tell by the color, but it's heavily corroded, but the detail's still intact. So in G4 condition, not corroded, about a $20 coin. But in this shape, I can pick these up all day for about $5 to $10. Because it is a stars and rays, a little bit more of a collectible coin than without rays, I'll assign a value of $7.50 to it. I wouldn't pay $15 for a corroded coin if it wasn't so heavily corroded. The only saving grace is it does have decent detail, but this is one of those ones that if you're looking to fill up your collection album and need a spot holder, that's what you would use. Either way, 1866 first year shield nickel, stars and rays, I'll take it. Wasn't expecting it. I think it's a beautiful piece of American history. 154 years old. All right, we're down to the last few pieces, and one is going to be a Walking Liberty $50. Let's take a look at this reverse. It's a beautiful coin. There is no mint mark down here, so that would make me believe it's going to be a Philadelphia mint. Now, of course, if it was an obverse mint mark from the teens in this condition, we'd be jumping out of our chair. Let's take a look at the date on the other side. 1944, very common year and date, and honestly, even though it's in decent shape, maybe very fine 30, they have a price here of $18. I am very well versed at my walking liberties, and I'll tell you, in this condition, I typically would find these all day for around $10. I could be stretching it to 12, but I would want to see a little more detail on Lady Liberty there and a little more detail on the eagle as well. Either way, it is definitely a big piece of American silver. Gotta love it. The final package. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how they knew it or even if it was just sheer luck, but the Standing Liberty quarter is my most favorite quarter and favorite US coin ever minted all time. Holy cow. And this one is a beauty as well. Wow. Just wanted to put it down for a second. We're going to examine this, guys. It's a beauty. Now, it's a 1925, so it is going to be the year that they had the recess date. They wanted to make sure that the date didn't wear away. And in 1925 through 1930, they kind of set the date in a little bit so that it wouldn't be a high point on the coin. That's why you'll find several SLQs that are slick with no date. And you just don't know what their year is. As far as whether it's a type 1 or type 2, you can figure that out pretty easy. On the reverse of these, if you look at the eagle, whenever you see the 3 stars under the eagle, it's going to be a type 2. Whenever there's no stars under the eagle, it's a type 1. And type 1 was minted in 1916 and 17. And the other telltale signs on the type 1s versus the type 2 is you'll have some of Lady Liberty's breasts exposed, which is the whole reason why they changed the design. And then also on the ponytail or the hair piece behind her head, instead of facing down, it was kind of pointing up. So, and then there's also another design change where the hand is holding the flower in through the letter L in Liberty. But that's a whole nother video. Either way, I love myself some SLQs, and this is a beautiful one. Really good legible date, great details. $12 is definitely going to be a little steep than I would pay for a common 1925 Philadelphia. And we know it's Philadelphia because there is no mint mark next to the pedestal and the star, right there on the left above 1. So no mint mark there means it is minted in Philly. And 1925 SLQ had 12.3 million minted nearly. And one of the more common dates. You know, this condition, based on what I'm seeing, is probably fine 12 to fine 15. Maybe we could stretch it to a VF 20 if we were lucky. But either way, I think they have it priced. They have it priced retail as if it's a fine 15. That's why they have $12 there. But that is retail if you have a coin shop and someone walks in and they want to buy it. I would say that I'd be in the ballpark of around $10 for this. If it was a better date, then of course I'd probably pay higher than book. But on book value and the fact that it is a common 1925 Philly, even though it's in nice shape, we'll call it $10. 1925 SLQ in this condition with the strong date, good detail, fine 15 to VF 20. I'm going to call it $10. Final offer. Well, there you have it, everyone. That's today's grab bag take from Main Street Rare Coins and Antiques. Now, I have no idea how Silver Seeker and Silverpicker panned out, no pun intended, but I'll take $126 in what I believe is the value of this set of goodies, and I only paid $100 plus $10 shipping. I want to thank Deanna and John for paying the extra amount of shipping. They only charged me $10, and when I got the package in, man, they definitely paid a lot over that $10 that they charged me. So I want to thank them for eating the cost of the shipping. And on top of that, I want to thank them for this beautiful grab bag. I'll tell you, I was super excited to see the amount of numismatic stuff in here, as well as some of the other goodies that we got, like the antique coin, some of the gemstones, and space rocks, you name it. I don't think they could have put together a better package for myself personally. So I want to thank them for that. So there you have it, everyone. That is today's grab bag battle against Silverpicker and Silver Seeker. Man. So let me just say this. Hopefully I smoked you guys But either way, I think the real winners here are all three of us. Not only did we all get some personalized bags put together from Main Street Rare Coins and Collectibles, we got to have the fun of opening it up, and that's the great thing about grab bags. You never know what you're gonna get. I gave you a bird's eye view of all the products that you see here, and I'm still super excited to go through this wheat penny roll. Maybe I'll make it one of my members only videos if you're wanting to see what kind of years we have in here. Super excited to do that. We'll make that a members video probably within the next week. At the end of the day, I want to thank Silver Seeker and Silverpicker for their willingness to collaborate with my channel. I also want to thank all of you that came over from their channels to watch this video. Hopefully you had a lot of fun. Hopefully I won. But even if not, it's okay. I also want to thank again, I know I've thanked them a few times, but John and Deanna at Main Street Rare Coins, you guys are awesome. Appreciate the generosity. As a final reminder, if you haven't done so already, please check out Silverpicker and Silver Seeker's videos. I'll have a link to both their channels down below. Be sure to support them and give them a subscription, and the links to the videos that they did just like this one. I'm really interested to see if we won this battle. So after you watch their videos and see how they did, it doesn't matter about the dollar value we put on the screen. It matters of what you personally believe in watching all three videos, who got the better deal. Either way, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Hopefully you enjoyed this grab bag battle series video. It's the first time for me to do something like this. I normally don't do these types of hunts, but I'll be honest, I had a lot of fun. If you did enjoy it, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting and thanks for watching.